going on, guys? It's Dylan here. Today we'll be going over a ticker symbol analysis on the ticker symbol SMCI. Guys, we have seen the bull step in today. Breaking over this bull flag marker, we have been following on the channel over the last few weeks. Seeing the strong close over, you definitely got to wonder, is this the beginning of a run considering SMCI is in an energy buildings phase as of now? But with that being said, guys, we will remain completely unbiased throughout the whole analysis to get actual price target and levels moving forward. So we'll flip over to the weekly to start our analysis off from a very broad bird eye perspective. On the weekly time frame, guys, we do see some massive schematic movements that could potentially lead to some very big breakouts. Stemming all the way back when SMCI really started getting some liquidity, a lot of serious buyers in the market, volume pressure, all that. Hitting around this April time, we've seen a massive move up for stock consolidated for around 4 or 5 months, getting a 400% movement to the upside, pulling back down before consolidating for another 4 or 5 months. For the sellers, set a wick right here. This was the point you wanted to see, guys. Stock came down, bounced, came right back up, bounced on that same level, leaving 2 wicks right on this double padded support being this descending support, and now this support being that. And the sellers did win the battle, guys. We squeezed all the way down from 122 peak to $20 lows, guys. So we've seen in the past, we've gotten 400% movements when this major consolidation has played out to each side. So being that stock price has clearly just came all the way down from this consolidation, sitting in this comfortable pocket where stock price previously did break out, there will be a lot of traders and money interested in this position and this spot, being that they can get a nice risk reward where stock price retracted all the way back down to the mean. So there definitely is a lot more room right to the upside than the down, just looking at this from a structural perspective. With that being said, we are seeing early signs and indications that we could be nearing the breakout level. In the breakout level really being that $48 level, guys. When we did break down, from this phase over here, this consolidation, stock price knifed down for 1, 2, 3 weeks before bouncing to a cent on that $48 level, right? We kind of flagged out, bear flag, press up, wicked above it a couple times, but we rejected at this level for, once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, guys, before completely flushing to the floor of 20 bucks. All the way back up. Before flushing at that level again, guys, you get the gist. When we did enter this phase strong, this $48 and close strong, we've seen that immediate squeeze to $70 before it was too much too quick, right? With a bit of a false breakout. Didn't quite break this trend. We hopped right back in the mix. So to see us hop right back in there, set this descending channel, right, which is more clearly seen on the daily, being this descending channel, in the breakout, right? The breakout on the daily and the weekly. Now we're just kind of holding tight. You gotta think, hey, previously when we were holding close to this $48 massive breakout level, we never quite had that strength. We've seen that big wide bar that pressed out nice and tight. And now we're actually getting a weekly bullish engulfing, guys. Let's go highlight that. Right, you see this weekly bullish engulfing, where in the past we had these over here. We didn't mark them up when they happened. Right, this big wide bar eating up the complete last candle, big wide bar eating up the complete last candle. We did have a wick on top, so not a complete wide bar. But you get the gist, guys. When we zoom in, you see a bullish indication and we see accumulation of buyers stepping up in these lows where previously the last low was down here, right? So the buyers are stepping up, they're stepping up, they're stepping up, they're inching, closer and closer, showing bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. With that being said, guys, we're definitely seeing a lot of early signs, of buyers very, very interested to see and test this $48 level, which will ultimately lead our bias. Once we get over $48 clean, strong, right? Not a fake breakout, strong. Then in that standpoint, guys, stock price could go to $70, $80. It's not going to happen immediately, but we will see the shift in trend, and we'll exit this consolidation phase, right? This consolidation phase, right? Now we'll be exiting this consolidation phase, and if that trend is established to the upside, we could see potential massive price action movement over time, potentially leading into these big upper levels, right? Of course, if we do reject and break to the bottom of this consolidation, we'll see price action drip lower, but once again, we retracted back down to the mean, So there's a lot less room to the downside. And as of now, we're not seeing sellers show that kind of strength and these signs that they're going to do that. If that happens, of course, we will be bearish if we break this, rough ascending support we have here and, the buyer's floors, which is the last level ascending here. But as of now, we're not seeing any indication that that will happen. So the implied probability is definitely much more to the favor of the bulls. With that being said, guys, we are bullish on the weekly time frame. Let's go move over to the daily, get a little bit more of a medium-term analysis. So on the daily time frame, guys, we're seeing a lot of very mirrored images to the weekly. Stock price continues to tighten up before showing massive movements, right? We've seen stock price tighten up with these buyers at this ascending support. Sellers stepping in for 12 days in a row, showing these continual hammer candles, representing that, buyers are doing well on this level, but they can't quite get over the top. We've seen the sellers win this battle with that big wide bar to the downside, showing that sellers are serious about this down movement. You did see around a 30-40% drop in price action until we entered another accumulation phase for around a month and a week, before dropping once again a massive movement, $48 to $17, before entering once again another accumulation phase. Stock price rose all the way to 48, rejected before coming down, right, getting tight, getting that breakout, moving from these $30 levels all the way to upper 60s. So you get the gist, guys. Stock price came down, right, retracted all the way back down, picking up buyers at these major swing lows before having this accumulation phase and breaking out to the upside. Once again, guys, we see a nice big wide bar showing that there's complete dominance and control within this trading day. Is not only they push the stock all the way up, but there's zero pullback. So there's a sizable movement to break out of a big channel, which stock price is contained in for around a month. But we've seen a big movement up and zero seller control as buyers press it all the way up. And this has been a continual trend as we've seen this in the past, right? A nice big wide bar to the downside, an inverse effect, but you see now that controlled the trend moving forward, right? So we're starting to see a shift in that. As usually when we break this, big movement, we have this massive squeeze up. The stock price is being a little bit more slow and steady wins the race, which is a great perspective when we're working in a weekly trend, right? As we want to see stock price get over that level and be disciplined to have buyers continue to sustain over so the trend can effectively shift. So for the next 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, we're working in this direction, right? We're moving up. We're not moving sideways. So that's the main goal. You want to see the weekly be confirmed. So to see stock price show these bullish signs, it looks good. Right, we mentioned in the last video, stock price gapped up before pulling right back down, filling the gap zone, which it did set, which is nice to see as far as a buyer perspective, as now there's no gap to be filled. Came all the way back down before bouncing on that level once and twice, setting a double bottom before having a bullish engulfing on the daily, which is another very nice sign, guys. True went on the weekly. So we have the bullish engulfing on the weekly forming as of now, and we have a daily, which we see in the upside. So we are seeing, sellers at that $44 level very clearly. But as of now, really the meat and potatoes, of course, is being this big descending resistance marker and this $48 level. So if you're a short term, if you watch SMCI on a short term perspective, keep an eye on 44. It's clearly some support where the sellers are at. But as of now, we're starting to see the early signs on the daily chart that it's gearing up for a mini squeeze in a breakout of a squeeze accumulation phase. So with that being in mind, guys, we're seeing just a lot of bullish signs. All the data is pointing that this movement, as of now, is going to have the energy to eventually test $48, which, if broken, could enter the floodgates for these upper price actions of $60, $70, $80. I don't want to put exact dollar to it because that would be lying, right? It's over implied probability, but once again, it's centering back to the weekly. It's very good that we keep this macro perspective that because if this trend does shift, guys, we should see this shift in trend, right? The shift in trend. A big, even if it's a 50% movement amongst us, we should see a massive 100%, 200%, something sizable. So as much as we like to say, stay very composed and unbiased and realistic on the channel, you should see some massive momentum if this is confirmed. So to see buyers start to step up and form this higher low in this very interesting double bottom spot on the daily, guys, breaking this descending channel being a bull flag. With the structure being here, we're seeing a lot, guys, but to keep it very cut, clear, and dry, we're seeing multiple data points showing that the buyers are very, very strong and they like the current price of SMCI and are interested in breaking out of this weekly trend. With that being said, guys, let's go wrap over our analysis on the hourly. So on the hourly time frame of SMCI, we did see, of course, we've been following this bull flag, and we did see around 3 days ago a fake breakout. Right, stock pressed up against it, closed. The next day opened, and we got over that level pretty sizably, guys, before collapsing beneath. Right, the hourly close actually closed around that 40 something dollar level, not at the peak of 44. So this is a fake breakout 101. So to see stock price collapse the floor of this level, retract all the way back down, and show that nice double bottom formation with the hammer candles perfectly bouncing off that $39 support level we've been following over the last few weeks. We've got that W-like formation, and where's the breakout level of this W-like formation? $44. So we're seeing on the hourly, guys, $44 clearly is the spot where the short-term sellers are on the stock. And if this level does get taken out, within that rhyme or reason, we're likely to set that next higher high on the hourly time frame. And we, of course, we did break out of this bull flag. So we saw the false breakout, rejecting the $44, breaking the floor, coming back in, and getting the double bottom to bounce out of the flag. So to see that nice, strong exit out of this bull flag, when previously we did have that false breakdown, right, defended, once again, buyers stepping up in these key areas. Definitely got to like what you see in the hourly, guys. We are bullish on every single time frame. As far as the next few days, maybe week, the only way stock price maybe dulls around is if we can't reclaim this big $44 level. But as of now, we're approaching that with a lot of buyer strength. See no indication that this should be a very, hard level to surpass, but it is the most key as far as a very short-term perspective. So with that being said, guys, we're seeing more early signs that buyers are serious about eventually breaking out of this weekly range. And yeah, we look really good. The next support level being that $39 level, right? We are broken out of this flag. So we should expect around a 50% retracement of this flagpole being that 25%. So to see that movement to go up and test $48, guys, I do think it's very, very likely. I think stock price will surge over the next few weeks, eventually get that test of $48, which we've had, right, expected on the channel over the last few weeks. And that's really the conclusion, guys. We'll wrap this up now on the hourly. That's the main thing we're getting away, guys. We're trying to break out of this big weekly structure. Typically on the channel, guys, I don't center in on the big time frame as much as we have here, but we can't help but bat an eye to this massive yearly structure that is forming, right? We've been in this consolidation really ever since around October, a little bit before that. So there's been some time, this has been some time marinating, right, to see the bull flag break out into the exit close of this range. You got to like what you see as far as a buyer perspective. If you enjoyed the video, consider like, subscribe, and all that. We will cover SMCI a couple times a week. Have a good day, take care, and goodbye.